States of America.
We'll start with the agenda approval.
Right, Commissioners, I have no change to the agenda as presented.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make motion to approval of the agenda. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Boyle,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Dodd.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Moving on to consent agenda.
All right, for the agenda for today's consent agenda, I have the October 22nd meeting minutes, the November 12th meeting minutes. I have a green sheet for James Graham, new hire in Minnesota, and a green sheet for Sarah Ortiz, new hire in Minnesota. Consent attention.
Make motion to accept the consent agenda. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Boyle,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier, Chairman Dodd.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Moving on to public comment. I don't have anyone signed up in the room. Do I have any? Would you like to speak?
Yeah.
Just get you to sign up, and then if you can come to the podium and say your name.
Sure.
I've just seen people do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
I don't know. Do you want address?
I don't record it. That's
Okay.
it. America records it.
Do you prefer to have addresses or just names?
Just names.
Okay.
Oh,
Just one name and a number. Or...
Yeah. Sure.
My name's Michael Big Pond. I'm here. Primarily, I've received a text message yesterday from a neighbor talking about a company named Infinity that is planning to put 300,000 plus solar panels out in the northeast of the county. They are scheduling a meeting this Thursday at the community center from 6 to 8 p.m. And I had spoken with Sherry over in the land use office. She was unaware of any type of permit and anybody coming in and asking about this. And I know you guys probably had not been aware of this either. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention and maybe invite you to this meeting. If you want to come, I'm going to go show up and see what it's all about because it's about 2 miles away from my property. So that's all I wanted to say.
So, they have not submitted an application. I've seen sort of the same things you've seen online.
This was just posted on Facebook is what I was told. I'm not on Facebook, so a neighbor sent me 2 files. One of them is a map and the other one is a letter of request for comment.
Yeah, so we haven't received an official application from them or a request for like a pre-application meeting. So we'll see what we get, if we get anything from them. As commissioners, you of course are more than welcome to go to a meeting on something like this before it's submitted. I'll just avoid making any comments or saying anything about it. It's good. So that's the only thing I'd recommend on that one. But other than that, you know. These kind of things usually come to us, you know, a year or 2 in advance. And
Sure, absolutely.
to get everything ready.
Yeah,
This
I
one
had no
happened, so I'm a
clue.
little bit surprised.
I had no clue either. It just this, somebody texted me and I started reading it and going, I haven't read anything about this in the paper. I haven't heard anything
Yeah, I saw that map.
in the commissioners meetings. So I figured I'd come to you and bring it to your attention.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have anyone online who would like to speak? Do we have anyone online that would like to speak? No comments? Okay, we will move on to appointments with the 2025 budget hearing.
Right, commissioners, to appoint me the hearing officer.
We'll appoint Carl Young, our administrator, as the hearing officer.
Time is 10:04, and we are entering into a hearing on the 2025 county budget. So commissioners, we presented this county budget to you, at your meeting before October 15th when it was due. We've had our workshops now with the last one including this morning. This hearing was originally scheduled for the 12th. It's fallen just today. I have to renotice the hearing again, but right now we'll just see how it goes. If there are any comments on the county budget, welcome for the floor for comments. Hearing no comments, I think we can close the budget hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the budget hearing.
Second that.
Okay, still need a motion. You just.
Okay.
You want to do the motion?
Closed at 10:06.
All right.
And just as a side note, my file, I can't open it again. Something happened like it, or if I can get that sent.
Packet.
On the packet. It opened earlier, but today it won't. Yeah, probably something simple, but
We don't have anything for land use, but we do have items and action items.
It's not a piece of shit, absolutely. Review the crop. Looks sharp, it says.
I just sent it.
okay, I'll try again.
It might take a minute to come through.
All right. So commissioners, last week you approved Holman Capital's proposal. So this action item includes both the resolution authorizing the county to enter into a lease purchase agreement with Holman Capital and a draft of the agreement. So what we're requesting here is a motion to adopt resolution 2024-44. A resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a lease purchase agreement, an escrow agreement, site lease, assignment agreement, and rental schedule, and additionally related and ancillary documents with respect to the acquisition, purchase, financing, and leasing of certain property for the public benefit, authorizing the execution and delivery of documents required in connection therewith, and authorizing the taking of all other action necessary to the consummation of the transactions contemplated by this resolution. This is what happens when the lenders write the resolution. So yeah, so that's, this might be the longest resolution that we've ever had, time we've ever had, but yeah, there you go.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution 24-44. The resolution authorizing the execution of everything you just said with the capital for 129 Kansas.
I would second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
So the attorney has looked over the agreement. I think there's one, so the company has to reserve. So Hannah, don't worry about putting this one into the DocuSign. Other than that, I think we're good to go.
Okay. So don't put it in the DocuSign yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, hearing none, call for the vote.
Commissioner Splitter,
Yes.
Commissioner Waddell,
Yes.
Chair Landrieu.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, next I have for you, this one is taken a couple years to come to you, but in 2022, I think, we submitted an application for this loan in air quotes. What this is, and I'm having struggles with my memorizing, so this meeting for a reason.
Yeah, mine went black and I'm still trying to figure it
Yeah,
out. I just got the first part back.
I was
Yeah, I
having
never
internet
got your
problems.
email.
So.
I never got that, so I just opened up the last one.
Is your internet working?
5x5.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what it is.
I can text it, you come up here.
That's happening.
All right, so what I have for you is the resident draft loan agreement. And these are for the design and engineering of the GPID sewer replacement and wastewater treatment facility out Fallview location. The amount of the loan is $200,000, and that amount is forgiven when the loan closes. So what we're requesting is a motion to adopt resolution 24-45, a resolution authorizing a design engineering loan agreement for the Garden Public Improvement District from the Colorado Water Pollution Control Revolving Fund.
Make a motion to approve the 24-45 GPID.
Second.
The motion in a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Riddle,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Jones,
Yes.
motion passes. All right. As you can see, that time is a whole lot shorter because I wrote the time. Next, we have a request from Sheriff Newman for overtime for detention staff to be paid starting on January 1st, 2025 through January 1st, 2025.
It's, yeah,
Freaking out.
I think that's your internet.
It says I have like,
Will it let you download it?
well, I didn't get your new one. Your new ones. I keep going to that. Right, just have to touch it, right?
Still what I was touching.
Usually has it, yeah.
Wow. I have questions on this. So did this come in before the new two hires were hired, and where, won't that take them to pretty close to full staff?
I believe these two trials will take them over with full staff.
Right, so why are we projecting things for January?
That is the question I had.
Okay,
That's
I
a
think
question I had. Weird.
in my head, I think
Makes no sense.
perhaps I'm thinking about training, but
I don't think their training's that in depth that it's a month and a half, is it?
I don't think it is either. That said, I have not seen a training manual. I think with the way that the payrolls fall, we can push this, I think, all the way to January, the first meeting in January, and decide on that before payday gets hit, where they would be paid that overtime. I need to double check that, but you know, at the moment, I'm not one to recommend that.
Thank you, Robert. I'm back.
Would you rather address it in January or say this is approved unless you are fully staffed, then no? I mean, what's easier?
I think approved unless is, we should be able to handle that. I don't know that we will be able to handle that. And I worry about
Let's
like,
bring it back in January.
there's an expectation setting issue here too.
Sure.
I'm worried about, you know, the staff at the tip center that's never not gotten paid
Mhm.
overtime. And does that become an issue where those employees say, well, I was getting paid overtime, now I'm not getting paid overtime, now I want to leave.
Mhm.
So, I got a couple of issues with this, and if, I'll double check the dates, and if the dates don't line up where this can be done in January, they'll bring it back to your last meeting in December. But I think this is a little bit early.
And I'll make a motion to table this for review.
Second that.
The motion and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Riddle,
Yes.
Chairman Jones,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, commissioners. Next, we have for you an agreement with the Water Conservancy District. This is our annual replacement water lease agreement which provides augmentation water for GPID and the Gardner Road and Bridge District. The total price of the lease is $64,251, which includes the base amount of the lease, which is $39,347 or $3,577 per acre foot, and the administration fee of $24,904 or $2,264 per acre foot. And this agreement is for a total of 11 acre feet of water. This is split between Road and Bridge and GPID. Road and Bridge total is going to be $17,523, and GPID pays the remaining $46,728. The fee for the lease has not gone up. What has gone up is the administration fee, about I think $400. I included last year's lease in here, just in case you wanted to see, to look at it so you can see where it changed.
Make a motion to accept the HCWCD augmentation water lease in the amount of $64,251.
I'll second the motion.
With motion and a second, any discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Rodo,
Yes.
Commissioner Floyd,
Yes.
Chairman Jeff,
Yes.
motion passes. So commissioners, next I have your potential number 324. This is for Warrior Kit Safety and Survival. This is for bulletproof vest. In the total amount of $19,042. Can we get the grant agreement from the sheriff's office?
It's gone back into 325 or 324.
324.
You think 325 is on the place? Yes.
Good. On the agenda.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be sure.
It was a rough weekend, guys.
It was.
That's not a decent fucking team. So when things like this come to you, this situation, there's a grant that covers, I don't think all of this.
Okay.
That sounds about, that feels about right, about 15, 16,000.
Yeah, I get it.
So then we'll be covering about 1,000-ish.
Yeah, a few thousand bucks, that's half it, right?
Okay.
That's, so when things like this come to you, 9 times out of 10, it's because the department has money to pay for it and it should improve the overage. So just keep an eye out. I'm really relevant here, the next one.
It appears like it's a little bit for $8,000. Bill, he hasn't sent it to me yet, but he did send
Oh, it's like 1,000.
8,000.
So 11,000.
Yeah.
That's it.
I do know that they need some new vests. I think this is for all new vests.
And so
And
how many, how many is,
These are the new vests we promised the city of Wausau.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, before we got the grant back, we got that, didn't pay for 100%.
computer doesn't like me today.
My computer's gone and I can't get the agenda on my phone.
I have a little unhappy face that just came up, so I don't know.
We'll get through it, guys. We'll get through it.
How many plans do you have?
Don't ask.
Okay, that was that face too.
I know. Someone tell Anthony the internet is very sad today.
Well, that's gonna become relevant here in a second too.
Yeah.
It always comes back, guys. It always comes back.
Yeah, do you, it's a big packet, do you want Hannah to print one?
No,
We're getting our hand on it.
yeah, we're over halfway through.
Yeah.
It's currently good. We'll see if it,
I think I'm okay on my phone as long as Carl can get his going.
Tried on my phone too.
I shot my internet off and just went to my phone and it. Don't do anything.
You have that. If you have that.
Oh, this is all.
Mine
Is there something that? Is this how you feel?
it contains a lot of information.
I can start up with the, well, you know what I'm calling. Get it going. All right, we'll be fine.
Oh, there's one that you sent
Don't do that.
on my phone, but I never got it on my computer.
Aren't we so glad that there's a quarterly agenda in the packet today to improve the internet?
It's almost, yeah.
It's a good comparison. Anthony did that too.
These are the point.
I sent them an email on September 27th asking them to send over the grant to get approved by the BOCC.
Yeah, it's stuck.
I did not.
Oh, wait.
Keep that into your side.
Yeah.
You only have one.
I'll keep my mouth so I can-
We just couple them.
Are you here to fix the internet?
No, she's not. She's not. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Sherry.
For some reason, my internet is working.
Well, the Zoom or whatever, Google Meets is working too.
I downloaded it just in case.
There we
There
go.
now. There went you.
Did you copy over to your computer?
Well, I just opened it, so let me.
These are the ones that Anthony's called Monday, Tuesdays.
Yeah, but he says that every week, so.
That's what it's been lately.
It's like every day.
Uh-huh.
And Monday, Wednesday.
Mhm.
Yep, there it is.
I told him I said the breakfast covered Monday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Stuck on Monday.
I got it downloaded.
For fun days.
Mhm.
And everything. Feels weird.
It's probably gonna say that was some sort of IT cybersecurity violation. Okay. So, you said they got about 8,000?
Yes, and I sent them an email September the 27th asking them to send over the grant that was approved. But no reply, so I'm sending another email.
Okay.
So staff recommendation?
On this one, I think I'd rather them have new vests than rely on whatever they may or may not have. I think that I would like to make sure that we have the expiration date of these vests in our system going forward, so we can track when they're expiring. But I would say we should.
Do we know how many this is for? How many vests?
Yeah.
That's quantity 6,
And they're only ordering 6.
right?
Well,
No.
it's 14 carriers.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
And Bruce is going to drop by at some time today, so we can talk to him a little bit more about what's needed here to alter this some, but I'd say for right now, I would improve it. It's just, I'd rather that they be as safe as possible than something happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for the record, the price is pretty similar to what I paid for mine a couple years ago.
She doesn't go on.
Yeah, they go up slightly, but it's pretty reasonable.
They're pretty expensive.
It was also in Illinois.
But that was, wow. Very distant.
And I think this also includes the stab vests for the jail.
Yeah.
So the cost to the county is 19,042?
The total cost is 19,000,
And we don't know what the grant is.
and the grant, I think Kim said it was for 8.
Billy said that it was a little bit over 8,000. I'm trying to make this look right now. It's not.
So, cost to us is,
11.
Okay.
Where's the total page? I can't.
183.
103.
193 in your packet.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Right now, 187.
If you have the downloaded, it's 183.
yeah. Somewhere in the 80s, Carl.
Oh,
Hey, well, I'll just make a motion for somewhere in
Yeah,
the
that sounds
80s
good.
for warrior. Yeah, safety and survival.
oh, yeah.
19,042.
It's for PO.
Is that a real
325.
So motion, second, any discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Surrender,
Yes.
motion passes. We don't usually struggle like this, but.
I know.
Yeah, wait.
This is like years of struggling in one meeting.
Next, we have purchase order number 325. So this is for ballistic plates. In the total amount of $5,926. This is for just 6 officers, which are listed in the quote. I have a hard time with this one.
Can you talk to me about ballistic plates?
The plates, the plates go.
They go inside.
Oh,
And these are upgrades. So they take it from, I want you to say, they said from a class 5 to a class 6 vest. So they are more protected.
So like they went from Kevlar to ceramic or something.
I believe so. Something along those lines.
but they would use them in the vest that we just approved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do we have so many vests and not so many plates?
That's not a question I can answer.
Maybe
Um,
because
Different
You can
situations.
switch
Yeah,
plates
you'd
around.
have, yeah, like a hostage or like a shooting type thing, you'd have the other.
Well, and then
The plates are not the vest.
Correct, I would think, unless it's UV.
Yeah, the carrier, the plates, like, I'm reading here on this, the 8x10 special threat, that's not a rifle rated. So it's not anything up to 308 or maybe even a little bit higher.
Do they have a UV deal, like we have to keep them out of, where it
Temperature
degrades
sensitive?
for UV or anything like that?
They would.
Depending on what they are, they could either be ceramic or metal.
Oh,
They last.
Yeah, if it's metal ones, they last a long time.
yeah,
I want to say, what is it, 10 years they expired?
Vest panels usually 5.
5.
Okay, this is actually, okay, so what they did here was they put everybody else in one category, for one level of vest, of the plates, and put 6 in a different level of the plates.
So you have 6 and 8,
They have 6 and 8.
which is 14.
That's-
So they are gonna put these in all the vests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a difference here. Reading these things is like reading, I have no idea. I don't have any like information about what they are.
But the purchase order is only for one, so were we multiplying that by 14?
I didn't quantify this purchase order. So it's one, but it's for the total amount,
So you get 14 for 5,000.
926.
Okay.
There's just like one in the front and one in the back.
Like I said, the reason this is before you is because they can't afford it themselves.
Right.
Out of their own budget.
Mhm.
So, and this is part that expires. I'd almost say we should buy this and have them shrink less on the carriers. But I also imagine that this did not come through Bruce.
Mhm.
I have a suspicion that it did. Because they sent us a request similar to this in a couple months ago before the grant was awarded. And Bruce nixed it. So I wonder if he's seen this.
Maybe we can find out.
Yeah.
Table it and find out.
Maybe approve it and we find out.
Approve it contingent on the approval of
Oh,
Bruce.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
I'll make a motion for purchase order number 325 in the amount of $5,926 on the contingency that it is approved by Bruce.
That one was right.
No, this one's 225, the other one's 224.
Oh, because I said 310.5, man.
Yeah, we'll correct that.
Motion.
Second,
In a second, any discussion? Call for the vote? I'm sorry.
Somebody should get.
when did this?
Oh,
happen?
I'm so worried.
Yeah,
It's going.
yeah, it was like, when the heck did that ever start?
Commissioner,
Yeah.
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller,
Yes.
Chairman Jeff.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, guys, just gotta focus for a little bit longer.
Holy mackerel. I'm glad I got my van working. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to wheel back in this though.
Commissioner, next I have you a customer service agreement. This is between the county and Triad Resource Group. So this is a group that provides our employee assistance. So this is data out of February 1st, 2025. So it won't go into effect until next year, but just sort of getting out of the way and make sure we have a number to budget. I will say that I don't think they put in the usage for this past year, but my understanding from Angela that it did go down some. That first sort of year or two we were using it, we were doing a lot of mediations through Triad, and things seemed to calm down on that front. Trying not to jinx myself here. So I think we should continue this because I think you don't know it when you need it. So I think that we should continue it. But yeah, it is and that date was used this year, it was previous years. Just so you know.
And can we continue to advertise it to the staff so they know it's available?
We do. Every time something happens, or we hear something happening, we sort of push these out of them. And they get them, I think, every time we do an onboarding, they should get them. Don't check with Angela. So it does get pushed out pretty regularly. The total cost for this next year is $2,789.52.
Mine's 202. I don't know. Cover.
Yeah, we'll do.
192 on mine.
It's okay.
John's bottle still is. That's it.
Poison?
Motion to make a motion to accept the Triad for $2,789.52.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller,
Yes.
Chairman Jeff.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have for you a request for new VoIP internet and fax services. The county currently uses traditional telephone and fax service from Lumen/CenturyLink, and we pay for that through a grant. Essentially wholesales that service from CenturyLink. We deal with them for all our customer service and things like that. We've examined several options for switching to VoIP services and internet services, and are recommending switching to grant for VoIP and VoIP phone service and fax service, as well as adding dedicated internet service for the county courthouse. The monthly cost for these three services is $1,946.19. And this represents a savings of about $2,015.87 compared to a typical month. That's approximately $24,190 over the course of the year. And I expect that the implementation will be February, March-ish of 2025. And that cost does not include phones, which we're going to purchase separately. So that'll probably come back for you if we don't know what the cost of those will be. So we would request a motion to approve the grant quotes for VoIP, fax, and internet service.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant purchases for voice and network call, internet services. What was the third one?
Second that.
Yeah, fax.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Spiller,
Yes.
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Chairman Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioners, next have you a purchase order number 328. This is for facade improvements. This is a request from economic development for the wheelhouse. They're requesting $4,130.92 for lighting and signage for that facility.
Staff recommendation.
Be nice now.
I believe it needs outdoor lighting because it seems a little dark and not safe. But other than that, what are your thoughts?
It does. I think my only sort of worry here, which is not super relevant because we've done it before anyway, that they don't own this building.
And the lease is up next year.
Yes. So that's my only, concern here. That's it. This is money we're giving to economic development and not to the building owner. And like you said, does it need it? Yes, it does.
Is there a minimum we can do, like just
Just the light.
just a good night light for
I would say the minimum would be the lighting and the electrical.
Yeah, but that split lighting, that split with track installation is on the inside.
Yeah, and I think what they're trying to do is they have these two, they have like a recommended design for the front of that building. And that's why they're asking for this way. I will say that the city, I think, is about to release through the Urban Renewal Authority a facade improvement program. And perhaps they should apply for half of that through that program. That's the thought I just had. That might be some issue with that.
But everything else is on the interior. Line number 1 is exterior, everything else is interior.
I just say exterior.
But can they apply for the grant of the facade if we have already approved to pay for it?
I think so. The grant is for the URA and it's for a maximum of 50%. I think the building owner probably have to apply now that economic development, but this building, because it's not publicly owned, should be eligible for that grant.
So you can make a motion and encourage them to apply for 50% off?
And The exterior lighting is the bulk of the cost there. I'm fairly certain I can raise the amount for the sign permit, the paint and supplies. So it's really just the election I have to apply for, and that's about half.
Is that a question?
Yeah, that was Ryan Geese.
Ryan?
I don't know.
You're muted if you're trying to talk.
I just said,
Oh.
whatever else, so,
Thank you. Mhm.
We're still looking.
Ryan, can you hear us?
Oh, here it is.
Is that mute? There we go. I think that's, you hear me now.
Yes.
I made a quick thought in my head and I clicked my hand raised, so I'm sorry, but since I already got interrupted with y'all, my question for the economic development in the wheelhouse is, like, they have interior improvements to make, you know, like most of the other businesses here in town, with proper restrooms and furnaces and electrical for the safety and health of the people inside of the building. If they have money to spend, I would like to see that being done inside the building rather than outside the building. But that's I had that thought as fast as I could unclick my hand. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you.
It seems like we can get some solar floodlights for outside for. And. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well done, Kim.
so I was trying to think of something we could take in.
I don't make a set of decisions. That's what's the best.
So I don't know what your guys' thought are on a motion, or
Yeah, I am concerned the fact that we don't own the building.
Yeah. Only, I like the idea of something you can remove. So just do a removable, battery, solar type light
Mhm.
to take care of it for the interim.
And that's something our
That's
staff can
correct.
install. It's not terribly high above that sign.
So sounds like all we're here is a motion to approve an amount not to exceed $1,300 for a removable lighting system.
Solar, yes.
I don't know, but it's not anywhere near $1,300.
Yeah,
I would just
Just
decline the PO and then just make a motion to install a solar light.
Oh, that's gonna be less than $2,000. I'm gonna work with them and we figure something out.
Yeah.
Like, use the contract.
Cause I bet you, so lighting would be more like 300.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mhm. Okay. So you don't need a motion to table or anything?
No,
Okay.
Great.
that's for like a motion.
I would also love for you to do something similar to the gym. Both buildings are very dark at night and they're being used in the evenings.
Our staff's working on it.
Thank you.
Do you put something on the tree
Mhm.
on this way and so.
So if you want something pretty on that one, you need to talk to that at our 12:45 because I think they're gonna get like a floodlight.
I think there is already electrical there, so it might be pretty affordable to put a light there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You know, it'll be less than 1,300, so.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay. All right, moving right along. Commissioners, next half year, a request to approve application to EPA's Community Change Grant Program in amount not to exceed $20 million. The scope of this grant includes water system improvements, a revolving loan fund for business and residential building improvements. That includes funds for loan forgiveness and a conservation corps. This is $20 million without a match. Of course, we would, if awarded this, we would need to work with EPA. That's how EPA works. We might have to have raise some money for operational costs, some money, that's working money, working capital, between reimbursements, but I think EPA might actually give us money up front. Let me do that, but I'm not certain of that. This grant has been fascinating to write. When we started this, we expected that the health department's building was going to be the majority of the grant. At this point, the majority of the grant is about $12 to $13 million for necessary water improvements in Walsenburg. We're still working on the final details, so that might include money for service line replacements of lead or galvanized pipe, things that need to be replaced. This is the longest of long shots, so I don't want to get the hopes up. That's part of why I'm being a little bit obtuse about what's in there, outside of what the high level things are, because of absolute shot part. And if we get it, amazing. If we don't, we're where we are now. But
With your track record, it's certainly possible.
lower the expectations here.
Under promise and over deliver.
Do you know when the award date will be?
They have not set an award date. They have not said when it's going to be. I expect it'll be before the end of the year, or before January 20th. But I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you for all your hard work as usual.
Thank you.
Never.
Retiring.
I'll make a motion to approve the application to the EPA's community change grant program in the amount not to exceed $20 million with no county match.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Chairman Joe.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, next up is a task order from KLJ to work with the county on our Safe Streets and Roads for All project, to develop a countywide publicly available comprehensive safety action plan. The total cost of this task order is $177,100, with $141,680 coming from a federal SS4A Safe Streets for All grant. The county contribution is $35,429. So the task order is effective December 1st of this year, and we expect to complete the project by the end of 2025 or very early in 2026. SS4A opens the door over administrations of both parties for a lot of funds. The goal here is to eliminate or greatly reduce road deaths. And we also have talked to KLJ, including the scope of work, basically help us out with a plan of action for maintenance on county roads to make them generally safer, generally better. I think a lot of things that we've talked about, Dustin already been able to implement. So I'm not sure how much further we can go, but we all know and think of various dangerous intersections around the county or places where pedestrians are at risk. And this opens, completing this planning process opens the door to a lot of federal funding. And for rural areas for the last 10 years or so, usually without a match. So.
And you have that 35,429 budgeted.
It's not in the budget right now. It'll be in Northern Bridge. I was trying to figure out where to place it.
Could we use this for signage?
No.
No,
You can do so much recommendations on it.
because then we could say roads are not being paved on a regular basis, do not enter snow.
Or money.
Yeah. but-
You can take all the phone calls for that, and people who live here can see that. It's on. Listen, you catch me an inside joke, great, but other than that. What do you mean the road is a great day?
Make a motion to, for the KLJ task order 2403-01538, $177,100.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Joe,
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioners, next I have for you the first amendment to the Parker First Geography Turbine Park Operations Memorandum of Understanding. This last time we extended this agreement, which was, I want to say it was in June or May or June, we extended it for about a month. We've been sort of out of contract since then. So this goes back to
June 1st.
June 1st. And run through May 31st, 2025. That's probably correct.
Mhm.
Yeah. We, in that letter, we removed parts 2A, 2B, and 2C. So this just puts that into contract form rather than just letter form. And everything else pretty much stays the same. I want to emphasize that the faster we move to a permanent agreement, the faster we can move forward on the grant that we have from DOLA and other projects to get going. That said, I did get an email back from Brett McGraw, and we're going to schedule something in December to talk to him. But the sooner we can get to a long-term agreement, the better.
Absolutely, for everybody.
Kim?
Thanks, Carl. I was just letting you guys know that I was here. And happy birthday.
Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
I want to make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Chairman for Chairman Park between Pandorski Corp and Huerfano County.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote.
Commissioner Spooner?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Chairman Jeff?
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioner, next I have for you your November vendor run in the total amount of $633,873.08.
Make motion to accept the vendor run in the amount of $633,873.08.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Spooner?
Yes.
Chairman Jeff? And last but not least, I have for you a liquor license renewal for a Walsenburg golf course.
They are in good standing and they actually submitted all the paperwork in a timely manner. They're paid up. There's been no violations. I'd actually like to see it open a little more, but yeah, it should be good.
Motion. Is that? I'm not gonna make to approve the retail liquor license renewal for Walsenburg Golf.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Spooner?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Chairman Jeff?
Yes.
Motion passes. And that is the end of action items.
Okay, moving on to correspondence.
All right. First, I have for you a notice of rights and responsibilities. Looks like San Juan Cristo Hospice and Palliative Care was awarded tax lien status. Then I have for you a invitation to an open house from First National Bank. And lastly, an invitation for the Upper Huerfano Conservation District for their annual lunch on November 23rd. For those that don't know, Upper Huerfano Soil Conservation District is the Soil Conservation District as opposed to Huerfano County Water Conservation District. So two conservancy conservation districts in the county. And that is in the correspondence.
Can you fill me in on this and Grady Cristo? Is that, what does that have to do with this?
So you get one of these anytime someone is granted tax exempt status.
Okay.
So they're just a nonprofit. They purchased a building across from Bruce Wasco's,
Mhm.
and they apply to the state for tax exempt status.
Okay.
The state's the one that grants that. The
And that's for the property tax of that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see. The rules on they have to prove it's for non-profit purpose and they can only get, I think, one building tax exempt. So they have multiple buildings. I don't think that works the same way, but, when I do, I'll find those rules and send them to you. They're interested.
Thank you. Okay, we're on to staff reports. Any administrator?
There's nothing for me today. We've been deep into grants and, other things over the last couple of days, last week or so.
Budget, snowstorm.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Not much.
So, yeah,
Thank you. Nothing from the attorney?
nothing from the attorney.
No need for executive session. And before we entertain a motion to adjourn, just to point out that at 11 o'clock, we have our Board of Human Services meeting. 12:45, we have Public Works and Park Workshop. 1:30 Emergency Management Workshop and 2 o'clock Budget Workshop. Is there anything else anyone has before we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote?
Commissioner Spruill,
Yes.
Commissioner Woodall,
Yes.
Supervisor Ray,
Yes.
motion passes.
Adjourned at 10:56. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming.